Jeff Adams Show.
It's the Jeff Adams Show.
The Jeff Adams Show is
live from Lakewood, Florida. It's the Jeff Adams Show.
You're listening to The Jeff Adams Show. The Jeff Adams Show is sponsored by...
The JA Creative phone lines are sponsored by Backbone Radio. Call in today at 818-927-6205.
Absolutely.
Booyah! All right. This is the Jeff Adams Show. Welcome. I want to welcome everybody that's watching at jcreativenewmedia.com. For those that are scared to chat, I'm not monitoring the chat there. There's now there's 24 of you over there. So if you want to chat, come over to Blab. That's where the action's at today. Everybody at Blab, I will get to your calls in a second, but I got to deal with a couple things. Here first, we're live at jcreativenewmedia.com. You can watch us on our Roku channel live right now. We're streaming live at jcreativenewmedia.com as well as Ustream, where else? Stream.me and Stream Up. For those people watching over there, come on over and party with us. I know there's other chats there, but I'm not monitoring those, so I apologize. And we're live on our TuneIn app right now at jcreativenewmedia.com and at Live 365. So there you go. And also, I have to do this, folks. I have to, or I get called in the principal's office. You need to call. All right? You need to call in at 818-927-6205 is our phone lines here as well. Sponsored by Backbone Radio. So that's fantastic. Plus, I cannot forget the Adore.fm network. We're a part of that network. Go check them out. Lots of great shows there, and we are part of that little family over there at Adore.fm. So there you go. All the business is taken care of, folks. All the business. Looking at Blab. I'm just such a man. I'm looking at all this stuff going on. But anyways, I'm excited to be here. Very excited. And I'm going to tell you why. The phone's already ringing here. I'll get to you in a minute. I know who you are. You call every week, Maddie. But I'll get to you in a minute if you can hear me. Many of you saw the Star Wars trailer. And if you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock, right? But I am a Star Wars freak. I love Star Wars. Have since I was a little kid. I absolutely love that whole franchise. But before we get to that, I want to talk to a couple things that are going on here at jcreativenewmedia.com. Some things we're developing. Something magical that happened on Blab yesterday. The Blab community is such a great place. And hey, John, I'll get to you in one second. I'll pop you up in 1 second. It's such a wonderful place because you can network and find just really cool people. So anyways, was minding my own business and going through these shows. And there's so many people doing, blabs and shows and conversations on Blab. It's just a cool community, man. I've been a part of things of this in the past, but the people here are just really swell people. But anyways, I went into this room. This guy was doing a blab on NBA basketball. And most of the time I've tried to talk about NBA basketball here. It's been disastrous because some of my audience goes, "You're putting us to sleep talking about basketball." So with that, I promise you, after this, I will never talk about basketball ever again on the Jeff Adams Show because now I have an outlet to talk about it. So, John, if you want to pop up right now, but we are developing. We already put one in the can. And as soon as John pops up there, hey, John, how's it going?
What's up? We did put one in the can yesterday.
We put it in the can, and it was amazing, right?
It was different. And like you said, it's totally fun, unique. And I had no idea that you were a basketball fan. I've seen you on here for I don't know how many weeks, and I had no clue whatsoever that you were a basketball fan.
So anyways, I don't want to bore the fans because I made this show about Star Wars, but I wanted to do an introduction of this. So here's a little sneak peek. I mean, I got all motivated from our little podcast that me and John did yesterday, but there's a little sneak peek of the intro to our new show. Now we're doing another live show tomorrow for this show. Here's the teaser. Now you're talking.
Yeah, this is like out of all the leagues, this is my area of expertise, you could say.
Me too.
That more valuable to his team than LeBron is to the Cavs.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Shooting the Jays. Very, very excited about that. I'm excited about this podcast because now I can vent about NBA basketball and have an outlet to do it. John, I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about the future.
I am too.
Because now I can literally, use my media pass and get into all these, NBA basketball games and say, hey, I know John. Right here because I can get in, show the backstage passes, media passes.
Yeah, it's great.
There you go. Well, John, I'm excited about it. Of doing this podcast with you live here on Blab, and then we're gonna syndicate it out to all the other outlets that we have. So it's gonna be fun, man. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna get the Star Wars race going here.
Yeah, please.
And
I'm finishing up our stuff from the other day, so go ahead. I'll listen to Star Wars and do our thing from yesterday.
All right, John. Peace out, homie.
All right.
So there you go. New podcast here at J Creative New Media. Shooting the Jays, yo. And we're going to be recording here at Blab. So many of you know, man, there's certain things that cause addictions in my life. Okay, one of them, let's be honest, folks. We'll talk about addictions here. One of them being Blab. The other that I've had for years was Star Wars and obviously Transformers. But we're not talking about Transformers right now. We're talking about Star Wars. And since Disney acquired this awesome franchise, and some people say, oh, I don't like Star Wars this. But you know what? This is pop culture now because it's risen out of the underground for all the people that are geeks like myself. Now it's pop culture once again, folks. This is going to be a massive friggin' movie. I mean, the media is going to continue to talk about these things, Star Wars related. So with that, I did that because, a lot of the stuff I've wanted to do for a long time with new media content, I'm starting to do. Now, there's a ton of Star Wars podcasts out there that talk all things Star Wars, and they do a killer job. And so with that, I've been thinking about doing another podcast that's Star Wars themed, but I don't know. After listening to some of these other Star Wars podcasts, I'm like, man, they got it on lock. And they've been doing it for a long, long time. So I don't want to seem like I'm riding the bandwagon per se, because I've been a big Star Wars guy for a long time. But I just looked at, man, do I do a Star Wars podcast? Because, back then there was not a whole lot to talk about except for the animation shows that were going on. So anyways, if you haven't seen the trailer, let's take a look. Now, again, this is not 16:9 video feed. It's going to be compressed here on Blab. So if you're watching on Blab, deal with it. But let's take a look at the trailer if you missed it.
Who are you? I'm no one.
I was raised to do one thing. But I've got nothing to fight for.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it. The dark side. A Jedi.
to you. Just let it in.
My goodness. See, I can never, ever get sick of watching that dang trailer. I get goosebumps. Call me a geek. Call me whatever. My gosh, I'm excited about that movie. I haven't been excited for a movie like that since Return of the Jedi came out. I kid you not. I love Star Wars. We got someone on the phones right now. Let's pick it up real quick. Hey, you're on the Jeff Adams Show. This is Matt Baxter, right? Matt Baxter, is that you? All right, Matty. I hear you.
What do you think I call him for? Duh.
Can you hear me, Matt? Matt? All right, we'll try it again. I love it that he's talking to somebody else when he's like talking to me. We'll pull up the phone lines one more time here. See if he's here. Matt Baxter?
Hey, finally.
All right. Yeah, you called 50,000 times. We were watching the trailer. I couldn't be rude in the middle of the trailer and pick up the phone. So Matt Baxter is a frequent caller of the Jeff Adams Show, a longtime friend who, now, Matt, since you don't have internet, did you see the Star Wars trailer, Matt?
Absolutely.
How did you see it, Matt? Did you go to the library and see it?
Oh, I went to a movie and saw it.
Oh, okay. What'd you think about it, man?
Pretty cool. It's a nice movie. It's going to be a good movie.
Did you, be honest, Matt, you're older than I am. Did you cry when you saw the trailer?
Not really, but it's going to be good, though.
Oh, Matt, you're throwing me under the bus, man. The first trailer that came out, the first one, I had a little tear. Every time I see Han Solo, you know, in these promos, I get a tear in my eye. Because I know, we'll get that in a minute, I know something's going to happen to Han Solo. But, Matt, so, yeah, man, we'll have to go see that together or something, Matt. That'd be a lot of fun. Did you buy tickets yet?
That will be.
Hey, do you want me to put you?
Not yet.
Want me to put you on hold so you can listen to the show?
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, Matt.
One more thing, though.
Yeah. What, Matt?
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Stormtroopers are pretty good. I love Stormtroopers the best, man. I think Stormtroopers do their job, and they do it well.
They do, Matt. They do it well. As always, Matt. Matt Baxter, folks. There you go. The famous Matt Baxter. Now, you might hear in the intro of the show here, you hear someone go abso-freaking-lutely, and that was Matt Baxter, folks. He's famous now, Matt Baxter. So anyways, I have never been so excited about this movie. It is amazing. We can talk about some of the, you know, if you don't like spoilers, and what I have to say is not truth. It's predictions. Some of it's read on the internet, diving into this story. And there's just so much to it because it's emotional, because I feel like it's passing it down to another generation. And the guys that I grew up with, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, they were fantastic. But to see them in the older state playing the same characters is it's amazing to see that. But you've got to realize too that they cannot carry on in the new story. And I might be wrong about that, just because of the age thing. I mean, they're basically telling a new story, and they're transitioning into something bigger, you know, now that it is a Disney franchise. You think Luke dies in the first 10 minutes? I don't know. That could be interesting, but I don't think so. Because you know why? I think that's wrong, because they already started filming the second one, and he's already there filming. So I think he makes it. Passing the torch is correct. They're passing the torch in Star Wars, and I'm very, very excited about this feature film that's coming out. My speculation is, why the hell did they release this thing on December 18th? I still don't understand that. And here's my reasons behind that. A, it's going to ruin my Christmas. I say that to my family. I said, Christmas is going to be ruined. They go, why is Christmas going to be ruined? Because I'm going to be emotional. I'm going to go buy my tickets on December 18th and go see Star Wars, with or without my family. If my family can't make it on the 18th, I will go back again and take them with me. But it's going to be emotional because it's Christmas time, And there's just something about seeing these characters again on the big screen. Someone I used to, grow up listening and watching and playing with these little figurines. So when I see Han Solo, I'm going to confess, I get tears in my eyes. And it brings me kind of joy, a little bit of joy, but it's still, it makes me sad because you gotta admit, folks, Han Solo, I don't think he's going to make it, folks. He's not going to make it. Oh, and longtime listener, she's listening right now on Twitter. She says, I'm listening. Thanks, Bossy. Appreciate that. I love when people reach out and tell you that they're paying attention. But folks, Han Solo, he is the dude. I mean, there was Luke Skywalker. Yes, there was Luke Skywalker. But Han Solo was the dude. You know why? Because when you were a kid, when we played, using our imaginations, playing out in the yard, everybody fought to be Han Solo because he was a rebel. And he had Leia. He had Princess Leia. Oh, yeah. Who wanted to be Luke Skywalker? Because Luke didn't have the girl. And then it got weird because Princess Leia was Luke's sister. And they kissed on the cheek one time. It was odd. No one wanted to be Luke Skywalker. So this Han Solo thing is massive to me. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard when we have to see Han Solo pass in this movie. It's going to be someone, folks. And here's my reasons why I think Han Solo is not going to make the cut. As you've watched the other trilogies here, there is someone that's important in the movie that gets wiped out. Now, here's my theory on this is proven from Star Wars, pretty much to Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi. Han Solo wasn't even going to sign on. I say Harrison Ford was not even going to sign on for Empire Strikes Back. He was debating. He told George Lucas, my story's been told as Han Solo, right? He didn't want to sign back on. So that's why in Empire Strikes Back, he was, what? Put in Jabba's lair. Went down. Frozen. Because they didn't know if he was coming back. Then they convinced him to come back in Jedi. So my reason with this is Harrison Ford said he would never come back and do another Star Wars film. Not unless they killed off the character. So, with that, for men that are in the 40s, and I'm not going to lie, all right? I got emotional when I saw the Transformers come to life, the first movie. When I saw, like, Optimus Prime transform for the first time, I got a tear, and that's okay. You can cry at movie magic. I'm going to cry at the Star Wars thing. When I saw both of these trailers, I had a little tear in my eye. And I thought I was weird. And then I talked to some other men. They go, did you cry? I'm like, yeah, man. I cried. It's important. So with that, I'm very excited about this movie, as you guys should be too. Now, people say, well, you're not diehard. You haven't got your tickets yet. No, I haven't. Because the theater around here has already sold out for all 3 showings. So I might have to, mathematically find something on Google Maps where I have to drive to go do it. But I'm going to do this, folks. This is a groundbreaking movie. And there's the magic with this thing is it goes beyond the movies, folks. It goes into the Disney magic. They announced over at Comic-Con that Disney's expanding their parks. One in Disneyland that's totally Star Wars themed, and the other one in Orlando, Florida at Hollywood Studios, which is used to be called MGM. I still call it MGM Studios, but it's not. Hollywood Studios. They're going to have a whole Star Wars themed land. It's going to be incredible. I mean, this movie is going to carry on for generations now, and generations and generations. But my fear with the stories are the next round they're doing some spinoffs. They're going to do a story of Han Solo when he's younger. But for every summer now, every summer or every Christmas, we're going to have a new Star Wars movie, which is going to be absolutely fantastic for people like myself. And I reached out to a couple of Star Wars experts, and it was kind of short notice because today I was scrambling, trying to do these things. And I I said, hey, man, can you come on the show and talk about it? But there was short notice. So I was going to have a Star Wars expert call into the show today, but they got tied up at their media place that they work with, and they could not do that. So with that, in the Blab, how many have already bought their tickets? I saw someone that already bought their tickets. Who bought their tickets? Was it Knight Rider that bought their tickets? And Ron Knights was 30 when Star Wars came out. Ron, you just showed your age. You just showed your age, Ron. But I'm very excited about this movie. So much story there. I mean, I could literally go. I watched it. I'm not going to lie. I watched this trailer probably 40 times. And then the geek in me, I slowed it down. What I basically did, I took the Star Wars trailer. I slowed it down. I took it frame by frame in Final Cut Pro and just watched it really, really, really slow. That Knight Rider got his tickets because I wanted to find any kind of secrets that they might be hiding from us in this trailer. And, you know, the reality of this trailer is you think you can figure this trailer out, but guess what, folks? I got to tell you, I think they recycled some of the shots in the first trailer of this movie. I think the next, there's things we haven't even seen yet. There's things we haven't even seen yet, which is going to blow our freaking mind. And there's a lot of experts out there saying, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. And guess what? I don't think it's going to happen, right? Because the story I heard is with this movie is so freaking good. And they did an incredible job that no one really knows what the hell is going to happen in this story. Now, I will tell you, I do know some people will get killed off eventually because you got to look at it. Harrison Ford's not getting any younger. I mean, hell, he about died in an airplane crash, 6 months ago, flying one of his little World War II planes. So these people are not getting any younger. So they have to evolve the story if they're going to keep this story going or do a whole bunch of prequels prior. So something's got to happen. Ron Knights, he's 65. An old fart. I'm right behind you, Ron. Time flies by. Tiffany says she's going to get her tickets. Knight Rider's 58. Time flies by. But do you remember? I remember my dad taking me to go see Star Wars for the very first time. And my mind was freaking blown. Blown. Is that a new word? Blown? Blown. I could say blown. It was blown, yo. But my mind was blown. To the figures. I mean, I literally have some of the first toys that were just made by George Lucas before they franchised it out to another party. You know, I mean, literally. I wish I had some of the first toys because it would be worth some money. I think I lived in Minneapolis, and I went to the downtown theater. You're back in Minneapolis now, Ron, right? I don't remember why I saw it. I just saw it in a theater in Orlando somewhere, Orlando, Florida. My dad took me, and I was hooked. And there's something about the merchandise, too, with this that tags along. And I'm going to tell you something. I hope Disney doesn't ruin it because I hope Disney keeps the Star Wars magic alive because I got to tell you, having young kids, Marvel was bought by Disney, obviously. They market these toys to these kids, and you got a PG-13 rating. The same with Transformers. I mean, they put some inappropriate material in Transformers before, and I'm like, really? You're marketing the young kids. So I hope Disney keeps the magic alive for the young kids. So you can if you're a parent, you can feel safe taking your kids to Star Wars and not worrying about they're going to see some lady boobs hanging out in a bra. Now, granted, PG rating back then for Return of the Jedi, every kid my age was thinking of Princess Leia in that outfit. That was maybe a little over the top, but still, I hope they just keep it clean for you. Now that I have kids, I don't want to see that because I remember it wasn't my dad's fault. Remember Airplane, the movie? It was a PG rating. My dad took me in, and there was a shot I still remember to this day. I mean, the lady's boobs bouncing up and down, and then all of a sudden, before I know it, I saw my first pair of breasts right there in the movie theater. Movie magic. My dad just grabbed my eyes real quick, and I'm like, he wasn't expecting that. So I can understand how you want to try to protect your children when you watch a film. Because you know what? I mean, people can say, well, it's violent, they're shooting people. Yes, but there was always cowboys and Indians. We just don't need all the nudity crap, I mean, why do you need that in a sci-fi movie? Maybe some people like that, but just make a sci-fi movie that's R-rated that you're not going to market toys to, right? At the end of the day, that's all you got to do. All right, I got to catch up to the chat here. I'm rambling. I feel like the crossover movies, bridging the gap, so to speak, using the old characters, bringing out some new setting stage for new storyline and evolution. Correct. I feel the very same. It's the same. They wouldn't have bought all this, bought this franchise from George Lucas to screw it up. There's a lot riding on this. I mean, Disney believes in Star Wars, so they have to tell a new story. So us people hanging on to the first trilogy, which was Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, we're going to have to let go a little bit because it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve into something completely different. The trilogy, the first, when they went back and did the trilogies in the 90s here, the first one, the 99 of the first story, it was okay. The story was told, but it wasn't compelling as the first three. There was something magical about the first three. So there's just so much hype about this. I'm talking about right now. There's so much expectation going into this film. And I got to tell you, man, if I walk out of the theater disappointed and going, geez, that really blew, I don't know if I will ever go back and see another Star Wars movie. And what I mean by that, anything brand new. Because once this because it will ruin it for me. It will ruin the magic of it all. I just don't want them to commercialize this thing and just continue to beat a dead horse over and over and over again. It just makes no sense to me at all. It is going to be great. Shelton, you can pop in if you want to, man. You want to pop in and hang out? If you got any questions, we can talk Star Wars instead of you just hearing me babble about my 2 cents about it. Hey, Shelton, what's going on?
Oh, not much. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to meet expectations, if not blow past them. That's what I think is going to happen. Yes, it was. It was definitely.
I don't know if I will ever go back and see another Star Wars film because I don't want that ruined for me. I don't want the first trilogy's ruined in my mind. That Disney took something and just put a pair of ears on it and manufactured. Hey, we're going to do a Star Wars movie for every year now. I just hope they take their time with it and do great work with it.
I think they will. I given that they got J.J. Abrams to do it, who did the Star Trek movies, I think that it will be excellent, and I'm pumped. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Now with J.J. Abrams, they were saying that, and this is J.J. Abrams. He even did that with Star Trek. I mean, if you go back to the trailers of what he did with the Star Trek movies, that's what I'm saying. We've only seen probably 0.5% in these first two trailers of actually what the film's going to be about. You really cannot go in these trailers and pull any storylines out of it. There's so much going on, but at the same time, there is things we have not even seen or that our minds are going to be blown. I think my mind's going to be blown. I'm just going to leave there and go, what the hell just happened?
I think what this, and just from what little I saw in the trailer, I think what happens is the protagonists, they don't believe the stories of what happened in the first from episode 4 through 6, and they go back to all what happened, like Endor and all that stuff. They go back and he proves to them that it really happened.
Yeah, I man, there's so much. The crazy thing, there's another director doing the second one already. Can't remember I don't know what his name is. I lost my notes. I had my notes here. Someone else is popping in here.
Okay, we got someone from the Middle East. Let's see if they can speak English.
Osma said. Because Osma said. He's not popping up.
Okay, audio only.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, yeah. No offense to our Muslim friends, but you need to be able to see you. So what do you think? Do you think that it's going to work out? I mean, I didn't catch the first part. Do you think it's going to blow your mind, or are you just afraid?
I think it will. I'm just afraid that they're going to ruin this whole experience. I don't want them to ruin that for me. But J.J. Abrams is a brilliant man, so he's got a lot riding on the shoulders. So I don't think he would let anything out of the editing room that wasn't, J.J. Abrams approved. The writers involved in this movie are fantastic writers. So I just hope. Now, before you got here, Shelton, I was talking about. I said, I think Luke Skywalker is going to die, and someone said in the first 10 minutes of the film, which speculations are that he is already over there filming the sequel to this movie.
Okay.
Mark Hamill is. So with that, I mean, there's a lot of speculations like, okay, did Luke Skywalker get cocky towards the end here in his later days? Or there's stories of where there's also the mystery of it all. If you go back and watch the trailer again, you will see that there's like this, it's like the story recreating itself, that everything that happened beforehand, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, they're all myths. They're myths.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
Because you see Harrison Ford in the one scene saying it's true. It's all true.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to be an interesting story to kind of unfold and where that's going to take. Because if, George Lucas wrote some things after Jedi, and there were stories where Leia and Han Solo had 3 kids, and basically Chewbacca dies because Han Solo's kid took the Falcon and a planet was blown up, and Chewbacca got left behind and died. So the mystery is with Rey, the new female character. Whose daughter is that? My speculation, I keep wanting to say Han Solo and Princess Leia, but I think it's Luke Skywalker's daughter for some odd reason.
Okay.
And Leia and Han Solo is basically protecting her. But that's kind of weird too. Why would Han Solo and Leia not have kids? So that could be interesting. And other people saying, well, basically you haven't seen Mark Hamill on the poster. Let me see if I can pull the poster up here real quick. Yeah, Mark Hamill's nowhere on the poster at all.
Oh, wow.
So some people are saying, oh, well, where's he at? And I think there's something to it. Either he turns and he's completely turned, and there's speculation where he was basically guarding the tomb of his dad and the Sith Lord. And the story is, I guess, Han Solo goes to rescue somebody, and then he gets in the crossfire. I think, here's my prediction, and I might be completely off on this. And you might say, Jeff, you're completely off your rocker. Here's what I think, right? And I'm thinking like J.J. Abrams right now. Think about Star Wars. There's something to it. I mean, if you go back to the trilogies that were done in the 90s, when Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader were fighting, and Obi-Wan Kenobi just kills, Anakin basically. Cuts his legs off, that type of thing. Then you had a scene in Star Wars, older, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. There is a crossing. It's like a changing of the guards in these movies. The changing of the guards in this new movie will be Han Solo being killed by Luke Skywalker. That's my prediction.
Ooh, wow. And you think that Luke Skywalker turned to the dark side, maybe?
I think so. I might be wrong. And if I am, J.J. Abrams is brilliant. But I'm thinking there's going to be a critical point in the film, in all those films, when you see like a change in the guard to go to the next trilogy, there's a turning point in each film, and someone of importance gets hacked. I believe Luke Skywalker takes Han Solo's life.
That would, I think, wow.
Wouldn't that blow your mind? Would that not blow your mind?
That would blow my mind.
My mind's already blown just thinking about it. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
But seeing the trailer, given the excitement, just like I got goosebumps just looking at the trailer.
Oh man! Did you cry, Shelton?
No, I did get goosebumps though.
I cried pretty bad. There's just something, like I was saying earlier, Han Solo is the man for me, man. We'd fight as kids. We were playing Star Wars. I'm Han Solo because I want Leia.
Yeah.
I want Leia. He was a cool guy. No one ever wanted to be Luke Skywalker. But, Harrison Ford's older. I mean, he can't carry on for the next 3 trilogies either. So, I mean,
no.
You've got to accept that he's going to be done.
Yeah.
Now, there's speculations, too. Will Chewbacca go? If you look in the trailer, and it's slowed down as well, there's a scene where Rey, the new character in this movie, who could be Luke Skywalker's daughter or Han Solo or Princess Leia's daughter, she is crying over something furry. And I don't know if that's Chewbacca. I slowed everything down. I know it's crazy. I slowed everything down. I watched it And I don't know, does Chewbacca die? But there's this new trading cards that came out, and Rey and Chewbacca are flying the Falcon together. So,
okay.
Speculations with that. I think a lot of the Falcon scenes is Rey and Chewbacca flying the Falcon through the film. I think the Falcon's passed on to Rey, and Chewbacca lives on. I don't know. But it's kind of weird that she's crying over something furry too. I don't know what she was crying over. So that was pretty interesting in the trailer. Other things that struck out in the beginning when we saw, I believe his character Kylo Ren, the new villain in the new Star Wars movie, where he has Darth Vader's mask. But you see this, he's on a starship, and you see all this red light. My speculation with that is they have this new organic like Death Star that they built on a new planet. And that scene right there, you see like this red beam. I think he is like talking, saying that when they're shooting at a planet with the new kind of like Death Star type of thing. Yeah. That stuck out to me too. But why would they carry on in a story like, didn't you blow up the Death Star 2 times already? Why would you, like, you know,
Death Star stuff's got to stop.
Yeah, why would you continue on building Death Stars? They don't work. You can get in. But this one looks a little bit more organic, like it was built like on a planet already, and they built a structure around it. So it looks like a more organic Death Star kind of thing. But I saw that, I'm like, really? I mean, come on. You're going to carry on with that? They blew it up twice, for crying out loud. It's like, that was weird to see something like that. And then we have all these new planets as well that we've never seen before. That's very intriguing where the story's going to go. It's just fascinating to me that this franchise is going to carry on and go to, years. I'm talking years.
Yes, I definitely think. I think it's maybe a renaissance, if you will, of the Star Wars franchise. I think it's. Okay, we have to address the boycott issue. People thinking that. What do you think about that? People think that because there's an African American hero protagonist that it's anti-white. What do you think about that? I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's completely bull crap, Sheldon. It's really bull crap at the end of the day. And the thing with it is too, it's like everybody hitches on to do something. People want to put race. Star Wars has never been racist. It's never been racist. I mean, if you go back to, there was black Jedi Knights in the last films. I mean, heck, the leading guy that played Vader was a black man. So did you know what? Let's be honest here. Films have to be more balanced because Hollywood is still run. You see a lot of white characters in films, and Star Wars has been very diverse. It has been very diverse. Not as diverse as I would like to see it, but let's be honest. Films need to be a little bit more mixed because the United States is a huge melting pot, and these people just get on these rants. Don't ruin Star Wars. Boycott Star Wars. That's bull crap. You know what I mean? And Star Wars has been nothing but, they have, for crying out loud, they have a whole culture. The whole story is built around culture of different things, of different beings. Don't make it racist,
Yeah, I think it's just updating the franchise to the modern world, and I would never have even noticed it, and if it were not for Twitter. I wouldn't have even registered. I would be like, so what?
It's just people want to get attention at the end of the day, and trying to make something out of nothing. But you know what? It's great that Hollywood is embracing culture now. We're gonna have the guy that's playing the character, the main Jedi in this movie. He has signed up, who is a black man. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he has signed on to be the new James Bond. He's going to be the first James Bond. Yes, which is awesome. It's about dang time.
When is that happening?
After this one. This
I haven't heard about this. When did you hear it? When did you hear it?
I just heard it a couple weeks ago. He's going to sign on to be the first James Bond. He's got the accent and everything. He's going to be great.
Wow.
And then we have the first black Spider-Man, which is fantastic too. And I always thought about that because I'm obviously white. And could you imagine growing up and playing with toys and you had these little white figures? It just doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? It's like there needs to be more black, even Latino and Asian superheroes into these movies because if you're going to make movies in the United States, you got to make it a hodgepodge of mixes of actors and actresses. I'm sorry, because it's just not acceptable anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it's still segregating great stories when the United States is not even like that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's just a non-issue. I mean, I don't even know why it's still an issue in this age that we would even care. It's all about if you can write a great character, it doesn't matter to me
who
race
plays
or gender of it.
Well, who plays it? Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you're doing a big franchise movie like Star Wars, you have to diversify. You cannot do that. Like something like Transformers. Yeah, you can. Not necessarily because the characters are built around the Transformers, which are robots. But I'm talking about like characters. Like human being characters that are into these sci-fi movies. You got to diverse, man, because for marketing purposes, if you're marketing the kids, you got to think about the kids, right? You got to think about the kids playing with the figures. Who are they gonna hang on to? Who's gonna be their dude? You know what I mean? So back to Star Wars. Again, I say that I hope Disney upholds the Disney way. They don't put mouse ears on the Death Star or anything like that. I just hope they keep it. They keep the story just pure. They keep it safe for the kids because they're marketing the kids here. I said that earlier about Marvel. They've done it to Marvel. Some of the Marvel movies I won't take my kids to. It's just I can't. It's just a little too over the top. I don't know if breasts are going to pop out or you know what I mean. Since Disney bought it, it's not so bad anymore. But there for a while, like go to Transformers 2. I mean, or Transformers 3. I took at the time he was 6 or 7 years old. I took him and the girl walking up the stairs in her bra and bikini. And I was just like, what the heck? This is Transformers. You know what? It's like, I started freaking out. I took my kid. So I just, for a parent's sake, I mean, some people like that stuff. It doesn't bother them. But when you have kids, you're trying to protect them as long as you possibly can, raise them the right way. That's a little disturbing. So I hope there's none of that going on in the movie. There's like these subliminal messages of, that kind of stuff.
I think, like I said, I don't mean to be too effusive, but I just, given that the guy from Star Trek is involved, and what I saw from the trailer, if that doesn't live up to what my expectations are, I will be flabbergasted. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be an amazing moment. And also, I'm really interested in this new R2D2 droid sort of thingy. BB-8, I think is the name of it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. I want to get the remote control one. Once again, you call on at 818-927-6205. Got someone popped in. Still got Matt Baxter on hold listening to the show. Hey, I see you in the caller ID. Is this Bubba Bo Beard?
Hello, this is Bubba Bo Beard from Birmingham, and I'm enjoying your show about basketball.
Yeah, it's not about basketball.
Didn't you mention Luke Skywalker? He played at Vanderbilt, I think.
Well, you know what? Do the Facebook. I gotta wish you a happy birthday because it said on Facebook you're celebrating your 27th birthday today, Bubba. That's great.
Yeah, I tell you what, I got one of the most awesome gifts. I got something I can wear and something I can play with. Got a pair of pants with a hole in the pocket.
Jeez. All right, Bubba. Family friendly, Bubba. That's a family friendly joke.
Well, okay. Well, you have to be our age to understand it. I want to give a shout out to my buddy John Ward. Talked to him the other night. How's he doing? You talked to him recently?
Yeah, he's doing well. I talked to him yesterday. He's doing fantastic, doing great things. And what are you going to do for your? You're going to go buy your Star Wars tickets, Bubba, for your birthday?
You're not going to believe this.
What?
But, I heard you talking about the diversity.
Yes.
They don't even have a redneck in there. The closest thing to a redneck that they have is Chewbacca. And other than Chewbacca, there's no reference to rednecks. And I'm going to boycott Star Wars until we get a bona fide redneck.
Wait.
There's not been anything good to watch since they took the documentary off the air, The Dukes of Hazzard. That was my favorite documentary, and you can't even watch it now. So what's going on?
Oh, did you write those jokes on the toilet this morning?
No, actually, it's not jokes. I mean, it's my life. I'm thinking about it.
Well, what's that? What's that?
I mean, how many?
What's the guy that does the redneck tours? Those redneck tours. What's his name? What's his name? The heavyset guy.
Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah, they should have put him in Star Wars as a character.
Larry the Cable Guy?
That would bring balance to the Force right there. Putting Larry the Cable Guy in.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm more rednecker than he is.
I can tell, Bubba. I met you in Nashville, so I can tell, man.
I don't even think that Larry the Cable Guy is originally from Alabama.
I don't think he is. Bubba. Well, Bubba, you have a fantastic birthday, and I appreciate you listening to the show about basketball, which is not about basketball. It's about Star Wars, if you were listening.
Okay, maybe I misread the wrong text today, but I did think that Luke Skywalker did a wonderful job. I think he holds many records at Vanderbilt. And when who's that basketball player that played in Birmingham for the Barons? Michael Jordan?
No.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Not Michael Jordan. He didn't play there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he did. He played baseball.
All right.
The Barons.
Back to Star Wars, Bubba.
All right, love y'all.
All right, see ya. My
Okay,
Lord,
take care.
Bubba. Man, you never know what you get with Bubba Bo Beard. Yeah, I told him earlier, I said, hey, I'm doing a new basketball show. And he just randomly calls. That means he wasn't listening to the show. I love your show about basketball. Let me tell a couple of my jokes. He's a great guy. He's known him for years through networks like this. And then we finally met in Nashville a few months ago. I was there for business, and he was there. And we finally met in the bar. It was like fantastic. He's a funny dude. Yeah, man, I think we're gonna wrap up the show for today. I got it in the can for the adore.fm. What I'm obligated to do. I'm very happy about that. They put a lot of pressure on me. All right, you gotta do a show. It's like, I've always did this show, Shelton, when I felt like doing this show, and now I have obligations. Yeah. And if I don't do the show, I get, a hand slap. And this is one of those. Well, it was one of those days I didn't feel like doing it. But I said, you know what? I'll talk about Star Wars, for crying out loud. Get one in the can, make everybody happy. But before that, I got to get to some of our advertisers, and I can't make them upset. I keep on burping here. All right, let me just get Tiffany's question real quick, because I promised her she could come in and she had a question about Star Wars. Hey, Tiffany, what was your question about Star Wars?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Did you have something that you want to say about Star Wars?
Yeah. The question was, it's 2 movies about Star Wars coming out in Blackstone. One is the Marathon, and the other one is the Force.
Yeah, they have the one that's coming out next summer, called Rogue, I think, and it's just it's a
Force.
Yeah, it's a storyline of when between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, this whole set of different people that were involved. They were called the Rogue, and that's coming out next year. I think after that we're going to have the sequel to this one, which is the Force, which you were saying, and then after that they're going to do one. I think it's either Han Solo's prequel. I might be wrong on that. They've switched it around so much, but yeah, there you go. Tiffany, did you pre-order your tickets, Tiffany? Did you buy your tickets already for Star Wars, Tiffany?
I'm going to.
All right, you go do that. And thanks for contributing to the Jeff Adams Show today. Appreciate it.
Okay.
So before we go, I got to get to some of these sponsors. The great part, I want to thank embracebygrace.org. They're a fantastic organization. If you're looking to adopt a child, which is, let's face it, folks, there's a lot of kids out there that needs homes. Embracebygrace.org, I got to tell you, man, they will hook you up. They will give you all the information you need to adopt internationally or here in the United States. There's so many kids in the United States that needs homes. If you have a heart to adopt, go to embracebygrace.org. Also, I want to thank Joycaster, how we stream out to our other platforms. Joycaster.co is a wonderful platform where we can go and stream out to all these fine video platforms all at the same time using one RMTP feed. And I also want to thank our, main sponsor, StreamSpot. Great CDN if you're into building content, your own creations, you're a content creator, you need analytics to get advertisers, folks. Go to streamspot.com and sign up for your account so you can gauge your analytics and host all your video content there. Also, I want to thank Backbone Radio, who host our radio stream and also our phone lines. I want to thank them. I want to thank Shelton for hanging out and talking Star Wars with us today a little bit. You should have came in a little bit earlier. Knight Rider, everybody in the chat room that's been hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Ron Knights, a longtime listener. Becca, she's great. All these other people, let me give you props here. Say your names. Say your name. Say your name. Gabe. We got Christian. We got Lee in the house. We got Tony in the house. We got Marcus in the house. We got Mike McDonald in the house. Great guy. We got Shelton in the house right there in front of your eyes. We got Tiffany in the house. Ron Knights, Knight Rider, and we have Jim Skaggs. And the 64 people that are watching the show off StreamSpot CD, and I can watch that because I do an account with StreamSpot. Thank you for watching over there. I really appreciate it. Until next week, we shall see you soon.